We love optimism, and I use this expression again, we love his brio and his passion, but that won't necessarily swing the dial in Brussels, will it, Mr. Raab?
I think the thing that will swing the dial in Brussels, the crucial difference between him and Jeremy, is the finality that will be out, come what may at the end of October. The thing that Theresa May took off the table, and in fairness, during the time in Cabinet, Jeremy Hunt acquiesced in that, supported that, and I think that's the crucial thing. If we want a deal that's acceptable to this country, that's the crucial change in dynamic, and he signalled it categorically.
But you say, come what may, you won't be able to get it past the House, as I've said, and I may have said this, and if I said it to you before, Mr. Raab, I apologise, but changing the leader doesn't change the maths.
Well, I'm not sure this is actually correct. The default position in law is that we leave at the end of October. It is far harder, as the Institute for Government report has laid out in lots of detail, for the kind of wrecking tactics that were used previously to be done again. And of course, just a few days ago, the House of Commons voted to avoid taking no deal off the table. A Prime Minister that is resolute about this, and Boris has been, Jeremy hasn't, I think can get us out, but more importantly, by being clear we'll leave at the end of October, we increase our negotiating position and our strength, our leverage, to get the deal that would be acceptable to this country.
You've stared these men, and I'm sure women, in the eyes. How do you think, I appreciate there will be a new team, but broadly speaking, how do you think they'd react to a Boris Johnson Prime Minister?
Oh, look, it's not what they want. They want someone who's pliant. They want the candidate who has been willing to take no deal off the table in the past and who has signalled they would accept another extension. They don't want someone that will come in, stare them down and say, I'm sorry, we want to retain the arm of friendship extended. There's too much at stake long term. Of course, we're going to continue to trade and do all the other cooperation, but we're leaving come what may at the end of October. So from that point of view, that's not what they want. But look, I think it's about time we stood up to Brussels rather than cowering before Brussels. That's what
you didn't stand up to Brussels?
Oh, I did, but as you know, I wasn't entirely supported throughout the Cabinet and indeed in number 10. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this position.
You say a deal acceptable to the country. How would you know if it was acceptable to the country unless you asked them? By the way, I'm not a supporter of that, but those are your words, not mine. A deal that would be acceptable to the country.
Well, we have asked them. We had a referendum 3 years ago now. People are fed up that we haven't moved on. And of course, we had a manifesto that every Conservative, whether it's Jeremy Hunt, Boris Johnson, Rory Stewart, myself, whoever else, stood on, which is very clear. We're coming out of the single market. The customs union will be free to take back control of our laws, our borders, and we'll be free to have an independent trade policy. That's the acid test.